Hello! I was not expecting to be playing this game today for a stream. So, I'm a little bit out of sorts for today, but I'm going to be having some fun regardless, so yay! Unless everything explodes, at which point in time I'm going to be very confused. That's that too. Nope. Because I'm also going to. I'm going to post that. I'm going to do this before I start. I wonder who wrote this. Who wrote this? Hmm. Alright, hidden that for now. So, mainly, I will mainly unpin that, or wait until us to end the stream. Alright. So, meaningless. Everything is meaningless. I wonder who wrote that phrase. Oh, shoot. I wasn't expecting that right away. Okay.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Yeah.
Make way for the King of Thieves.
Right, do I have voice chat turned off from here? Let's see. Headphones, push to talk, that's fine.
Make way for the King of Thieves.
Alright. Let's get a move on.
Ain't looking for a fight, but ain't backing down from one neither.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Alright.
What the matter, home? You not liking how Gambit shuffled the deck?
Honestly, I was just expecting the card trick from Doctor Strange.
Woo!
This ain't no trick. It's a deadly game I play. And if you want, I can deal with you.
The battle starts in 5,
Alright.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna hop into
You have to
competitive,
stop
but I
them
went
securing the
oops
mission area.
and did quick play right away. Oh well. Ah! What? Squirrel girl. That's why. Okay. That did not take long for me to just die.
To be a widow. Now give it.
Oh, they got both of them at the same time? Wow. Okay. Alright, back here, lady. Oh, what the heck? Ooh. Yeah, it's only the first game of the day.
I feel like myself again. You thought you got rid of me? Pas de chance.
Alright. What the? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Ain't ready for Rogue to be a widow. Not yet. Hey, hitting real hard.
Woo! No! Go!
Laissez le bon temps brûler. Damn it, never fall!
They traded halfway! Stop them!
Again! Double down!
Better stop that vehicle!
Just the boost I needed.
There they are.
Leave them to Khonshu!
A nice deep freeze.
Unlucky.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Ooh. Oh yeah, no, this is a really bad game.
Ain't
Ooh.
ready for Rogue to be a widow. Not yet. Found me some of the fire. Double down. I'm doing this my way.
Better stop that vehicle!
A helping hand.
It's now or never. Stop them!
Just the boost I needed. Leave them to Khonshu.
You get a web it, you get a web it, you get a web.
Damn it, never falls.
That's what heaven might say.
Hey, hit real hard. Again. Now you can shuffle up.
You stop them in their tracks!
Ooh-wee. That hit is fine. Turrets blow.
Come on.
Shuffle up. I require some aid.
Don't give them another inch!
chance to win.
Punisher's down.
Shuffle up.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Nope. Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Make way for the King of Thieves.
The fact that the scores are bottom like that's kind of annoying.
The cards always be in my favor.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Deadly deal.
I don't usually team up with criminal scum like you, LeBeau.
Now, Monsieur Le Punisher. I may be a thief, but I also happen to be a gentleman.
Yeah, so's the Kingpin. Doesn't make either of you any less guilty.
Touche. But how
The
about
battle
we save
starts
the
in
bullets for
5,
the big guy and
4,
give Gambit a chance?
3,
You
2,
won't regret it.
1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
A threat against Krakoa is a threat against all
Wow.
mutants. We shall not abide.
On your toes. Here they come.
Unlucky.
Feel like myself again.
A helping hand. Gambit got your back.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area! Control these!
A helping hand. Gambit got your back.
A little help, please.
Magneto showing the kids how it's done. Unlucky.
Hit the tree. Ding.
Now you do the same for me, Wee.
We are undefeatable!
Got me good.
Shields up!
Ooh-wee. That
You
hit.
captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Now you do the same for me, Wee.
Mutant mind!
You made your last mistake.
My waterfall.
The area's almost yours!
Now you do the same for me, Wee.
Feel like myself again.
Alright.
Feeling fantastic.
Beats by Dr. Strange.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
My waterfall.
Ooh, we won. I didn't realize we were winning. celestial hands as Little Christmas.
Don't
Yes,
you worry,
Mr.
Mr.
Grape
Gamble got
Six.
more than one ace up his sleeve.
Little Christmas.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Your ankhs are maddening.
Not my onks. Conscious.
Even so,
Hmm.
maddening.
If I'm on your side, isn't that what you want?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Everything most decidedly does not happen for
That's weird. Well,
On your toes. Here they come. Khonshu never rests.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. You captured the mission area!
woo! I saw that coming.
Nobody's stealing Gambit's chance to win. Lucky draw. Gambit got your back.
Control seized. Anyone willing to help?
No time for a faint old dog. My waterfall. Just the boost I need.
Uh,
Never fall.
Better than ever.
Assemble! Gambit got your back. Gambit got your back. Double down.
Got your back.
oh,
I unleash the Vishanti
You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
I guess you got stuck on geometry.
Let me heal you.
No, 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 no.
Shuffle up.
This place is worth a good look.
Need some ranged fire. Needed that.
The area's almost yours.
Yeah. Ooh.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Okay. I think we have a winner.
Ooh-wee. That hit the spot.
Yeah.
Another epic victory.
Wow. Were we fighting bots? Oh, sexy. of the wind. There's something in the shame, the solution.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Make way for the King of Thieves.
I was saying thieves, but I also hear it's Teebs. Time to go eliminate some vamps. Or vampires.
The cards always be in my favor.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Why, I've heard about you, David. Oh, your reputation as a thief has spread all across the stars.
Remy LeBeau has pulled some impressive heists over the years. C'est vrai.
Oh, well, that explains the hefty price on your head. Oh, wait till I tell Rocket that I found you.
How about you
The
keep
battle
quiet
starts in
instead,
5,
and maybe
four,
Gammy cut you in on his
3,
next score.
2,
D'accord?
1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
This battle is not
Deal. I will do that.
Lucky draw.
Yeah, Wolverine.
Just the boost I need. Double down.
Oh no. I don't know how to play her. I'm kind of curious about how to play her.
Can't keep
But I
this
don't
caging
want to
down
play
for
her.
long. Mon Dieu, that hurt.
Oh, come on.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks. This is gonna hurt.
Can't keep this caging down for long.
Better stop that vehicle. Why'd we stop?
What the heck just happened there?
They've made it halfway. Stop them.
Yo, what's this Penny doing?
Can't keep this caging down for long.
Use some help.
I'm counting on you, friend. Wants to heal you.
You need healing. Yep.
A shield? Merci.
There's still a chance to stop them.
A helping hand.
Still got an egg.
Unlucky. Kill that hurt.
My time to shine.
Lights out. Gambit coming back for more.
That one was my fault.
This is gonna hurt. You're up, little one.
Ain't ready for Rogue to be a widow. Not yet.
Phew. Doing really terrible this one.
It's now or never. Stop them. Spider mode. Don't give them another inch, or else.
Unlucky for you.
We are undefeatable. Well, that's a little.
Dang.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
Make way for the king.
Damn
of
you.
Thieves.
Alright.
My order is sharp. My mind is sharp. My order
Might
is
as well.
sharp. My mind is sharper.
Play a character I haven't played in like forever. That I don't remember how to play.
Demons, your
What was
kind
the team?
aren't villains. They all fall by my blade.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
I have cleared the evil spirits from many lands. This round
Okay,
shall be no
that's what
different.
that is. That's cool.
I fight neither for fame nor for fortune, simply for the greater good.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture
Okay,
the
so she's
mission
very
area.
speedy.
Got it?
Got it.
Honda goes galactic. In this timeline, I bet printers never jam.
Found me someone to fight.
Out of sight. You're mine. What a difference.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Farewell.
Capture the mission area.
Go. It's. Got 7 kills. That's cool.
My hunt continues. Step aside. Out of sight. Spiders. Do they bite?
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Spider Slick!
I have reawakened. Step aside.
Some uninvited guests.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
They've almost got it!
Yeah. No. Get out of that view.
We earn this.
These webs sure can't be good.
The area's almost yours!
Hand!
We are undefeatable! Control lost!
Watch out, they're headed our way!
Our spirits shall meet again someday.
We'll have to keep fighting until we have
Oh, come on.
I love mind games. Everything in this place feels so familiar, and yet so strange.
Oh, that's how that works. Okay. Confirming that.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Okay.
We escaped the Collector together, little one. We shall face this new threat side by side as well. If only all yokai were so agreeable.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I have no idea what that's going on.
Forget Tokyo, Spider. We should totally move here.
The beacon has been disarmed.
The mission area is yours to capture now.
Wow.
Glory is almost yours!
Mind over matter. Farewell. Demons, yokai, and villains. They all fall by my blade, just the same.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Is that a low-level psychic bond I'm picking up on?
Yeah, I'm connected to the spider that helps me pilot this armor.
How curious. An arachnid's thoughts must be quite jarring to a human.
I've gotten used to them. They don't bother me anymore. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
This should keep me safe.
Okay.
Man, I can be for the blue Mrs. LeBeau.
You're mine!
Found me someone.
Sayonara.
We are undefeatable! Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
This is real firepower!
That's better. Step aside. My light cannot be snuffed.
A winner! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Found me someone to fight. Got me good.
Well, that was... That's awkward.
Sayonara. Healing magic. Lovely.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Grace us with victory! My strength is renewed.
My light cannot be snuffed.
Wonderful time of the year.
Our spider problem is over. Hello there, little spiders. This should keep me safe.
Double KO!
You destroyed
Shoot, we won.
Another epic victory! Big win!
I have to look at something real quick. You will give me just one moment to do that. There it is. Alright. That was chapters 1 and 2, yeah. That's what it was. What's in here? Time limited stuff. I don't know. Go bounce on. Alright, so what's the... It's under events?
Hey, I see some
So...
familiar fins in that office building.
Jeff's break time.
Relax here between battles and connect with friends. You've earned it. I wish every day was
See here. Aha, there's... How do I want one for? Nope. Yeah. You know what? Give me Superior Armor. There. Boom. Actually, this one's kind of weird in all honesty, because Superior Iron Man, that's not supposed to be there. The face mask part. But that's fine. Some magic in that old survivor shine. Something punch said you will do dancing. Frosty the Snowman. Not sure. Eh. Frosty the Snowman. It's dadtastic read. Like I said this the other day, just playing with someone looks like hipster Mr. Fantastic. Ooh. Mm.
Happy birthday!
Yes! Everyone seems to be using that one a lot, so I'm like, yay! What I get? Cool. Ah.
A grand opening sale at Van Dyne's?
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Make way for the King of Thieves. We sure a long way from the Big Easy.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready. Happy birthday!
Batter up. Yeah, you're looking a little dried out there, old pal. You feeling okay?
I am a Groot.
Well, sorry. No offense, but if Johnny's around, you might want to take cover. Just saying.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think the Psylocke is
Got it?
kind of crazy.
Unlike all the other days, I won't be pulling any punches.
Look, our next victims.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. To capture the mission area!
Well, that sucks. Oh no. Is that Moon Knight? Yeah, that was. It was Sue Storm.
Stealing Gambit's chance to win.
The moon haunts you.
Got me good.
My apologies, little
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Holy shit!
Helping hand.
Oh my god. Where is everyone else?
Ain't ready for Rogue to be a widow. Not yet.
And if you ever saw it, you would even say it goes.
Watch me soar! They've almost got it! It's spider time! Disappear!
Spot on him off. Now you do the same for me, Wee.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner!
Now you do the same for me, Wee. Ooh, wee. That's the spot.
Shoot. Yeah, nice try.
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner!
Laser on in mechanique. Ooh la la. I'll take this. Merci beaucoup.
Hit the ground!
Damn.
Ain't ready for Rogue to be a widow. Not yet. My waterfall. A helping hand. You got dealt a bad hand, Logan. Kill that hurt. Woo-wee. That hit the spot.
Dang it.
This is almost as fun as pulling a heist. Almost.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You're mine.
He ain't an interdimensional god like Noah. We gotta take down Doomstat.
He may be in league with yet darker forces. We must hunt him down and sever his alliances.
That's not all I plan to sever.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I crossed the galaxy for this? You gotta be kidding me.
What's on?
Stay away from the next. I was on the brink. Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Double down!
I'm so lost on why there's a bunch of disco esports. Eh. Yo, can I want to go like this because I want to see. Because that's hilarious. Huh. I am very confused about what was going on there. But so there is something that I want to do, and that would be this. So there is last week, there was this one book in the Bible that has had me like keep going back to it, or my YouTube recommendations keep setting me back to audiobooks of it, and that is Ecclesiastes. That is where I got the phrase "everything is meaningless" from. The specific part of it that's like it it gets me is, well, so is chapters 1 and chapters 2. For example, in chapter 1, which is, let us see, can I do it? Window capture, let's see here. And it should be Firefox. There we go. So here this is Ecclesiastes. I don't know why I'm reading the NIV version, but I don't feel like changing it right now. But so essentially, the parts that like got me right now are the words of the teacher, son of David, or David, king of Jerusalem. Meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Which, after I looked more into it, it's a book that's written later on in Solomon's life, King Solomon's life, after he had fallen from God's grace. And it has a different feeling to it than Proverbs did, which Proverbs was written when he was much younger, when he was at the peak of his life, if I remember correctly. And then it goes on to go, what do people gain from their labors, at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun sets, and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the stream, yet the sea is never full. Hang on, I had a drink real quick. Alright. To the place the streams come from, there they return again. Like it feels like he's talking about like an endless cycle. Like once it gets to the end and goes back into the sea, it goes all the way right back around again and starts to stream again. And then for the sun, it's just the end of one day, and then it starts another day, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Which I'm assuming what he means when he says, what do people gain from all their labors, at which they toil under the sun, is they do that every day. They go, they do the same thing again and again and again, which is the work that they do during the day, whether it be farming, whether it be a guard, a merchant. They just go and they repeat this same cycle of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. And then let's see here, two persons. There they return again. All things are worrisome, more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ears its fill of hearing. Like how basically there's so much to see in this world, you can never really see it all. Or you can never hear all of the music on the world that's ever going to be. There's always going to be more things to see. There's always going to be more things to hear. And it's too much for one person's entire lifespan. More than one can see. The eyes never enough seen. And then, here we go. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Basically, it's more of the repetitive of it, the meaningless, repetitive. History's like echoing, which is true even now. We're essentially falling down the same. Sorry. We in the United States are falling under the same problem that the Roman Empire was falling under in the early days of Christianity, when Paul went to the Romans and said, "Hey, leave them to their sins because God has left them to their sins." Basically, I think it was like Romans chapter 1, verse 20 something, where he talks about how because they just keep sinning. And then we go down. See here. All right. Is there anything of which one can say, "Look, this is something new. It was here already, long ago. It was here before our time." No one remembers the former generations, and even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. Basically, you're going to live your life, and I don't know, within the next 3 or 4 generations, you will not be remembered. Your family will be like, yeah, that great 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 grandfather of mine, or that great 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 grandmother of mine, or my great grand uncle. I don't remember their name. I think it started with a J, and like you're not going to be remembered, and it's just going to and then X amount of generations later, they're not going to be remembered, and you're going to be relegated to long forgotten history, basically. Oop, I forgot to put my model up. The thing. Oop, there we go. I'm right here. Haha! I exist. But, getting back to where I was, because I forgot to put myself on top. Aha! And I will also, for the sake of... Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. Do I have... Ooh, I do have that. Okay. I forgot I had something. So, essentially, let's bring myself here. Ah! There I am. Alright, where am I? There I am. Okay. me see if I can get myself up here. Transform. Fit the screen. There I am. I'll yeet myself right over here. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, wait. Ah. What? There it is. There we go. Get rid of those two. So, essentially, I'm going to go back to this screen. I need this screen. And I will also, because I forgot to put that on here as well. So let's go like this. Add source, window capture. Alright, capture 2. Select the window to capture. Ecclesiastes 1. Ah! Oh, that can be saved now. Alright. So, yeah, it's fine right where it is. So, essentially, let's go like this. Alright. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So, look here. Look, this is something new. It was already here long ago. For those who follow. Essentially, as generations go on, you will eventually. Ecclesiastes. 1 plus 2. There we go. Because I'm going to cover both of them. There we go. So, essentially, no one remembers the former generations. Like, I'll be honest, I have no memories of my grandfather on my dad's side. I have no memories of my grandmother on my dad's side because they both passed away before I was born. Let's snooze that. Add snooze for 5 minutes. Okay. And on my mom's side, I have no recollections of my great grandparents, even though maybe they were somewhat. One of them was alive by the time I was born, but most likely not. And then we also have, like, I only know of names going back 3, 4 generations in my family, and I won't be remembered by probably my own great grandkids. And the cycle continues. And then we go down to wisdom is meaningless. I, the teacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem. I applied my mind to study and to explore by wisdom all that is done under the heavens. What a heavy burden God has laid on mankind. I have seen all the things that are done under the sun. All of them are meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Basically, I mean, he's been alive for, at this point in time, so long. By this point, he is at that age where he's starting to fall apart, big time. And since this is after his fall from grace, he probably is feeling it quite a bit, and also probably feels the absence of God in his life. And, like, the heavy burden God was laid on mankind. and there's that. And then, also, I'm going to be perfectly honest, so I'm not good at explaining things, but I'm going to try my best. I keep forgetting to, like, mention stuff like that. But this is taken from my perspective while reading it. And whatever I can relate to it, or whatever I can't relate to it. Servibot, what is crooked cannot be straightened. What is lacking cannot be counted. Basically, what isn't, you can't undo, like, if you bend an arrow, you're not gonna be able to perfectly straighten it afterwards. It'll never be the same. You could try that with just about any metallic item possible. If you ever have a screw, bend the screw, or bend a nail, and then try to bend it back. It'll just be even more bent and crooked, and it'll never work the same way again. What is lacking cannot be counted. Well, if you don't have something there, if what you don't have can't be counted towards what you have, it's pretty much math. I said to myself, look, I have increased in wisdom more than anyone who has ruled over Jerusalem before me. I have experienced much of wisdom and knowledge. Then I applied myself to the understanding of wisdom and also of madness and folly. But I learned that this too is a chasing after the wind. So that one I have a hard time understanding. Because, well, I understand the fact that Solomon increased in wisdom. He constantly sought wisdom, and he ruled with wisdom. But I have experienced much of wisdom and knowledge. Yeah. Which also ended up kicking him in the butt. Then I applied myself to the understanding of wisdom and also of madness and folly. But I learned that this too is a chasing after the wind. I'm assuming that's another way of him saying meaningless or within fog. That it's just something that's like he's just going for it. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. The more that you know, the less blissfully ignorant you are of things, the more pain it brings you when you look at something and you know how it works, you know exactly what to say in the scenario, but you have to say it at that point in time. You can't just be like, I'm going to sit here and watch this thing happen. Instead, boom, there you go. And so for the footnotes, A1, or the leader of the assembly, also in verse 2 and 12, which goes all the way back, because they used to eat me nubby. So let's go. Words of teachers, son of David in Jerusalem. Okay. So the next part to this is Ecclesiastes 2. So this chapter here, if I'm remembering correctly, he talks about things like being more wisdom with, like, if I remember correctly, his point in like a lot of this is wisdom without God is just folly and meaningless. It's just going through a fog. But also that you should take pleasures in the small things, the little things in life, and all that. I said to myself, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Laughter, I said, is madness. And what does pleasure accomplish? I tried cheering myself with wine and embracing folly, my mind still guiding me with wisdom. I wanted to see what was good for people to do under the heavens during the few days of their lives. It's a weird way of actually being like a few days of their lives. Was he counting days to years in this case? But is madness and what does pleasure accomplish? AKA he hindsight. he's sitting there going, "Oh, I had 1,000 lovers, and what did that accomplish?" Kind of mentality there. At least that's what I take away from that. But their heavens during a few days of their lives, I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and planted vineyards. I made gardens and parks and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. I made reservoirs to water groves of flourishing trees. I bought male and female slaves and had other slaves who were born in my house. I also owned more herds and flocks than anyone in Jerusalem before me. AKA, he owned a lot of things, he owned a lot of people, he owned a lot of animals. I amassed silver and gold for myself and the treasure of kings and provinces. I acquired male and female singers and a harem. As well the delights of a man's heart. I became greater by far than anyone in Jerusalem before me. In all this, my wisdom stayed with me. Oh, hi, Namikaze. Welcome to my first Bible reading. I am very sorry. So essentially what he's saying here is he did great things. He did great projects. He built things. He built houses and planted vineyards, and in doing all of the things that he did, he amassed so much, so many great things. But I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor, and this was the reward for all my toil. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. AKA, money comes, money goes. Property comes, property goes. And eventually he's going to figure out none of that is taken with you when you eventually go. Wisdom and folly are meaningless. When I turned my thoughts to consider wisdom, and also madness and folly, what more can the king's successor do than what has already been done? I saw that wisdom is better than folly, just as light is better than darkness. The wise have eyes in their heads, while the fools walk in darkness. But I came to realize that the same fate overtakes them both. The wise man and the fool both die in the end. Is what he's essentially saying there. Then I said to myself, the fate of the fool will overtake me also. What then do I gain by being wise? I said to myself. This too is meaningless. For the wise, like the fool, will not be long remembered. The days have already come when both have been forgotten. Like the fool, the wise too must die. It is, in fact, Solomon. Solomon is the guy who this is talking about. He is the one talking. And this is Ecclesiastes, which is to the end of his life. The wisdom, the other side of Proverbs, I imagine. Toil is meaningless. So I hated life, because the work that is done under the sun was grievous to me. All of it is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. I hated all the things I had toiled for under the sun, because I must leave them to the one who comes after me. And who knows whether that person will be wise or foolish. Yet they will have control over all the fruit of my toil, into which I have poured my effort and skill under the sun. This too is meaningless. AKA, he doesn't know what the person who's going to succeed him is going to really be like. Whether they're going to be that fool who squanders everything that he built, or going to be wise and build and take his legacy further. So my heart began to despair over all my toilsome labor under the sun. For a person may labor with wisdom, knowledge, and skill, and then they must leave all they own to another who has not toiled for it. This too is meaningless, and a great misfortune. What do people get for all the toil, anxious striving with which they labor under the sun? All their days, their work is grief and pain. Even at night, under their minds do not rest. This too is meaningless. He is a doomer. I also did not realize that there was a ad going on. So I don't remember where that ad started at and what part I was on. So I'm probably going to have to reread this. I'm assuming toil is meaningless was Solomon. Solomon's sitting there going, "Yep, may old bones creak from being king and having all the things done, but also, oh boy, did my yeah." He is one of my favorites in terms of. I didn't know that he was the one from Ecclesiastes as well until I started reading it and was like, wait, this sounds like Solomon, but the opposite of Proverbs. Proverbs feels like he's trying to build you up. He's trying to look forward to a future of wisdom and pass on that wisdom to the future generations. This one feels like he's looking back at his life and going, "Oh man." But whew, exactly. He's trying to pass on his wisdom and his teachings. But also, not to his son, not to just his sons, because he also talks about the ladies too. And that is a fascinating part about it. It's like a father passing on his teachings to his sons and his daughters, and all the local children, for them to build a better future and to understand like wisdom and what it means to be a good person. Meanwhile, he's being a dummy. And must live all the to whom is not told. A person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their own toil. This too I see is from the hand of God. For without him, who can eat or find enjoyment? To the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth, to hand it over to the one who pleases God. This too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. And here, I think, is where he's actually talking about himself there. Because this is after he fell from grace. This is after he worshipped at the feet of an idol for a woman. And God went, no, 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 no. And then turned his gaze away from him. And because from what no, come back. A person can do nothing better than eat and drink and find satisfaction in their own toil. This too is from the hand, for without him, who can find enjoyment? I find this to be more of my takeaway from this is when you are with God, when you praise God, when you are worshiping God, when you hold God in your heart, when you hold the Lord there, you can find satisfaction in the food that you eat, in the drinks that you drink, in the work that you do, and even those little things, like the little simple breads that you eat, you can find pleasure, you can find happiness, you can find satisfaction in it. Now, is there a third? How big was this book? Oh, well, Ecclesiastes 3. Here it is. Here's one of the parts that I actually find and look at as this is one of the first quotes I've ever heard of Solomon's. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. It is one of my favorite quotes. It is because it helps me understand that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place for a man to show tears. There's a time and a place for a man to laugh. There's a time and a place for a man to work. And there's a time and place for a man to rest. It is also the same for women as well, but for me, it showed that if I'm working, I should not be crying. If I'm sleeping, I should not be awake. If I'm eating, I should not be talking, basically. If I'm showing love, I shouldn't be showing hate. And it helped me out in, I think it was 2020. Yeah, pretty much. There's an order of operations, there's a time for everything, there's opposites of everything too, apparently. Whew. Solomon, even in his later life, had wisdom because he gathered that wisdom throughout his whole life. Even if I've only heard it said as meaningless in this one. The first two chapters are all about him saying meaningless or vanity, or I think the original translation says like a great smoke or something like that. I'm not sure. I've heard all three and I've read all three. Like ESV has vanity, NIV has meaningless. There's other versions that have uh, those interchangeably. And yes, that too. And I've read 3 chapters. Woo! I guess I'm on a roll. So, and then you have chapter three's workers part. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing can be taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him. Eh. That last part bit bugs me, but this, he has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. I wonder if that's a time not linear thing to when it comes to God. Also, I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. And this is my favorite part of this entire paragraph, because you should be able to be happy and to have satisfaction from the toil, from the food that you eat and your drinks that you drink. You should be satisfied from even the simplest ones. And whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account. I don't know what that really is reference to, but whatever has already been, I wonder what that's a reference to, and what will be has been before, which I think is back on his tirade about the endless loop. And God will call the past to account. I'm assuming he's talking about past sins, past graces, past everything. Past sins, past virtues. Maybe a legacy. Whatever legacy has already been, and what legacy will be before. That sounds about right, actually. It's like a yeah. Huh. Get a text message from a gay who's like, yo, I know you want to get in shape. Ah, here we go. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked, for there will be a time for every activity, and a time to judge every deed. Oh. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the sir, sure, surely the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. There that word is again. Or everything is vanity. Or everything is a cloud. Or everything is a fog. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and all to dust all return. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I imagine is what somebody you dead into eventually. Who knows if the human spirit... Yes, everything does come to an end eventually. All go to the same place. All come from us, return to us. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? Interesting. So, he's questioning if the human spirit rises up towards the heavens and if the animal sinks down into the earth. I'm assuming. For a man of God, that is an interesting statement, I believe. But then again, it also adds to the everything. We know not God's plans. We know not God's thoughts. So how would we know what the human spirit does and what the spirit of the animal does? So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? Hmm. Huh. So at number 11, or also placed ignorance in the human heart so that, verse 11, he has made everything beautiful in its time, or has placed ignorance in. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Oh, okay. Or God calls back to the okay. There we go. There's the alternative for 15. Whatever has been done, whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past into account. Or God calls back the past. Ooh. In 19. Or is it? Surely fate the human beings, just like that of animals and the fate, same breath, same spirit. That's the alternate word. Instead of breath, it would be spirit. Okay. That's fascinating. I'm going to bookmark this for later. And I'm probably going to pick up reading of chapter 4 tomorrow. Because my throat's actually kind of hurting right now. And I read 4 chapters. And I was only planning on reading 2. And then getting back to playing more. But I'm going to bookmark this for later. Let me bookmark this. And I might switch over to a different version, or I might not. Because the NIV does have pretty much just clear-cut language for this. And I know, like, the Bible that's sitting next to me is very confusing to read out loud. And the other Bible that my church uses... Water! Thank you. That's better. Yay. Ad starts in 9 minutes. I won't be going for that much longer. I'm probably going to find someone to read. But, essentially, I like Ecclesiastes because my brain over the last week kept forcing me back to reading it and to watching audiobooks on it. And I was going, well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Why do I keep going back to this book? What has me hung up on it? Is it the you don't take your riches with you when you go? Is it the meaningless aspects that are said? Is it the parts about successors and legacies and what, like, enjoying the simple things in life? Is it those things? I like Ecclesiastes. Okay. Ecclesiastes. I also really like Proverbs. I will go back and listen to Proverbs every so often to keep myself grounded in certain ways. Same as I will go back and I will listen to Romans, or right now, while I'm at work, I tend to try and I've been trying to get through audiobooks, trying to get through Acts. And I find Acts just to be a very interesting journey. Because you see Paul stand before, I believe it was the Greeks at the time, or was it? He stands before them, and basically a mob of them are basically pointing to him and calling him mean. Yeah, yeah, it's a bitter old man. Uh, he made mistakes and he realizes it, and he's going, oh, crap. And I think it's like he's not the one like writing it; he's the one dictating it, if I remember correctly. Like by this point in time, he's old enough to be like, I don't, my hands shake, I'm falling apart. And so thus he's dictating it to someone else and they're writing it down for him, I think. Yeah, essentially. He's going, my bad. I'm sorry, God. Please forgive me. I didn't mean to put my head to put my forehead in front of a statue of a demonic being for a woman. Which is even more funny to me. Because he made that mistake, and that's like a major foul, and he knew full well that that was a major foul. But his lust and pleasure chasing got the better of him, showing that even the wisest of men can fall victim to lust and pride and arrogance. And I don't think he's ever fallen. I don't think he fell prey to wrath, though. I think he'd fallen prey to, in a certain sense, greed, lust, and pride. I think were probably his major sins. He does come across as being like post fall clarity when it comes to his pride of building up that wealth and building up a harem of women and building up uh his material possessions basically to him. Clearly, thousand a harem of 1,000 wives kind of gives a pretty good indication of I believe he had many. Actually, we'll look it up a bit. Did King Solomon have children? Well, actually, no. He had to have had children because Jesus is descendant of his bloodline. He is descendant of David. So yeah, and I believe David only had Solomon. I believe so. I think it was Rehoboam the successor, according to Kings. 2 daughters mentions. Yes, he also had 2 daughters. Mentioning Kings 4:11. Menelik the first. Ethiopian tradition claims Queen of Sheba bore him a son. Mystery of his many wives. Despite having hundreds of wives and concubines, the Bible only records a few children, leaving the fate of many offspring unknown. Okay. Because if I go Bible Hub Matthew Matthew 1, there we go. The genealogy of the birth of Jesus. Abraham's father of Isaac. Solomon was the father of Boaz by Rahab. Boaz is the father. What? Oh, I think I just I think I just got yeeted to the something, or did I? What happened? Ah, nope. Wait, hang on. Oh, I'm reading something on stream at the moment. There we go. I accidentally joined the team. No. Because I have Marvel Rivals in the background, and he accidentally joined the team by mistake while I was reading. So yeah, Solomon was the father of Boaz, Barabs, Jesse the father of David the king. David was the father of Solomon by... Oh, Solomon was the father of... Aha! Rehoboam. It was the one I thought it was. So wait. Oh. I read the name wrong. So, yep. Then Abijah is the father of Asa. Asa is the father of Josaphat, of Joram. Joram father of we go all the way down. Yep. Jacob is the father of Joseph and the husband of Mary, who was born Jesus. If I remember correctly, Mary is the descendant and not Joseph. Because Joseph is mentioned as having two different fathers or something, and one of them is supposed to be his father-in-law. If I'm remembering correctly. But still with that because I am going to actually raid out for now, and I will come back to this maybe tomorrow for a little bit. So I'm going to look up Christian. Ah. See. Alright. So I have not had a chance to raid into this person ever. So I'm going to, we're going to raid into Aurora Lightwind. Unpin it. Alright. And I will see you, later. I guess. For more readings of stuff. And readings of Bibles and stuff like that. So, have a nice day. Say hi to Aurora.